was a well-devised plan. Dominate the most dominant. A conquest that's destined to manifest others' continents. Strip them of their pride, eliminating their confidence. Believing in a God that ain't theirs and suffer the consequence. Entire customs raped and pillaged. And if you didn't bow down and comply to their tyranny, they would kill us. Listen, picnic's just a man-made word for pick a nigga. And every Sunday those picnics was getting bigger. Taking men from the
Yo, peace. It's your man Hakeem Allah, aka Ox the Light, and I'm representing for my man Duquan Hicks, aka Louis Icewater. Yo, make sure you check out Connect the Dots and also the Hip Hop Barbershop. Peace.
Yo, if you fucking with sports, culture, and hip hop, make sure you connect the dots with Big Lou Icewater. You are ready.
Welcome to another episode of Connected Dots. I am your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks, as we connect these dots. As you can see, I got this Bad Bunny hat on. Let me get close so you can see. Bad Bunny, you know what I mean? And I want to start the show off with him because it's right and it's only right to start the show off with this dude. I want people to understand there was a lot of hidden messages. First of all, the performance was dope. If you didn't understand what it was, leave this page. If you want to understand what it is, sit back tight. I'm going to explain some things to you. Okay? This is why Bad Bunny's performance was dope and it was very iconic. He is the next big thing. Let me say it again. Bad Bunny is the next big thing. This guy right here. It was iconic because the hidden messages that was going on, it had to deal with love, togetherness. And if you look at everything he did, it involved many people joining together, different shades of brown and color, dancing in unity. A lot of people said they didn't understand the words, but my thing is you don't have to understand the words, understand the story. You got to understand something, man. The Latino story is just like the American Black story. It's the same thing. We went through the same thing just like they did, brother. Understand that. Understand that it is the same type story. You know what I'm saying? Look at how he gave the little kid the Grammy. Think about that for a minute. Think about him standing on that telephone pole. Because in Puerto Rico, as you know, they have problems with their electricity going off and on. No matter what type of weather or what type it is, they've always had problems in Puerto Rico. And I want you to understand, if you've never been to Puerto Rico, I suggest you go. It's a bucket list and it's a bucket place to go. Then you can understand his story. You can't never understand people's story until you actually visit where they from, how they get down, how they live. This was well put together. Look at all the flags that he had at the end. Peru, all these flags represent something. The you know what I'm saying, the trees where they pick, the sugar cane. You know what I'm saying? All of this is American history. Puerto Rico is part of America. So when I hear dumb people say this was just for the Latinos, no, fools. It was for everybody. It's all about being together, loving one another. Doesn't matter what color you are. You know what I'm saying? Stop listening to all these outsiders who don't know what they're talking about, or I call them stay in the box people, or quote unquote, that's all I know. If you are next to people and that's all they say, that's all I know, please get off this page. Please get off this page. I'm looking for people to get outside the box and stop being in the box. That's what happens. Get outside the box. Stop staying stuck in the box. That is the problem with people. You know what I'm saying? They only see what they want to see but they don't vision and see everything else that's going around it. And that's the problem with America. That's why I call America the greatest American ripoff. They only want to show you what they want to show you. You remember back in the days, they used to show pictures of Africa, but it always be the poor pictures, UNICEF, people needing help, but they never showed the good parts of Africa, because they didn't want you to go. They didn't want you to go. And that's just how it is. America is a brainwashed society. And my thing is, you got to understand, Bad Bunny did his thing. You did your thing, Bad Bunny. Much respect. I love the messages. I love the love. I love the music. It was like watching one big video that was dope. And I've been to Puerto Rico, and I'm telling you, I fell in love in Puerto Rico as far as everything that it is, the water, everything, how you treat people with respect. And that's all Bad Bunny is doing, man. He's bringing his flavor to the country. So stop saying the halftime shows is this and that. And let's talk about Jay-Z for a minute. I'm going to give props to Jay-Z because he knows what business is. He knows what marketing is. This is why he stays rich. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows how to market himself. He knows how to see what is out there and put out a good product. I give props and shouts out to Jay-Z for that. This is why you separate business from friendships. Friends want to be in your face, and friends want you to do stuff for them. But when it comes to the business side of it, they don't want to do anything. They want to give you 10% of them or 20% of them, or they don't want to even put nothing into what you're trying to do or trying to achieve. This is why Jay let people go. I see his vision now. I didn't see it at first, but look at the vision. Look at the vision. This was the halftime show, most selling ever. And he's only done this for about 5 years now. That should tell you he's doing something right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you examples. And I'm going to talk about this right now. Let me get some paper because, we get older, of being diverse or diversity. Okay? I'm going to give you the examples of why it is good to be diverse in what we do. When you have diversity, you can see everything around you. When you don't have it, you can only see what's in front of you. I'd rather see what's all around me and in front of me than just what's in front of me. That means you can't see what's in the back. We have to have diversity, America. We have to have diversity in anything we do. This is why I rock with Jay-Z on the business side. Nas is my guy, but business side, I'm rolling with Jay and his PR people because they pick the right people to be on here. Remember, the Super Bowl is not just local, it's global. And what I mean by that, I'm going to give you a reference from Juice so you can understand what I mean. Well, how many of y'all watch Juice? Remember GQ was DJing? He was auditioning to be a DJ. He played the tape for Queen Latifah. And he said, I do this stuff and I mix and all that. He said, oh, you're local. Even his homeboy said, you're just local. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is the Super Bowl is not just local. Super Bowl is global. Everybody from around the world is watching the Super Bowl because it's one of the biggest events in sports that we have each and every year. So you're supposed to put a global person that everybody likes, not just an American person. That's why I give Jay-Z credit and props for what he's done. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand business. If you don't understand business, then you can never achieve business. You have to understand the business lingo and understand why he made these moves the way he did. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Bad Bunny. For real, that was great. That was awesome. For real. For real. I'm just going to say that. All right. Let's talk about people being afraid of competition. This era is the afraid of competition. And don't get mad at me. I'm not about to diss nobody. I'm just telling it like it is. I'm not dissing people. I don't diss people on here unless you really make me mad. But I don't diss people. I just want you to see points. I like to use analogies. That's what I call it, an analogy. So this is what I mean by afraid of competition. Let's talk about the so-called King LeBron. Okay. Now, everybody says he's this, he's great. He's a great player. But why has he never, ever participated in any of the all-star events except for the game? In all his years, he never participated in slam dunk, nothing. This is what I mean by that you can't be great if you don't participate in any of the all-star events. All the greatest players ever participated in some type of event in all-star weekend. This is what I mean by afraid of competition. Maybe he's afraid of losing. That's why he don't do it. I'll give you another example. J. Cole. Love J. Cole. Love him to death. I love his lyrics. He's dope. But he said he was top 3. And then when it came down to a real battle, you apologized. Was it afraid of competition? What it was? So for me, I felt disappointed because I'm from the era where we're not afraid of competition, win, lose, or draw. If somebody call you out and you top 3 and they coming for your head and you don't do anything about it, I shake my head. This is why I call this the afraid of competition era. Same thing with Drake. Pusha T dissed him, whatever, what happened? He didn't want to battle him. He was going to Jay Prince. Then the same thing with Kendrick Lamar. He wanted to sue him instead of battling him. This is what I'm talking about. Afraid of competition era. And we throw Meek Mill in there. When Drake dissed him, called him Twitter fingers and all that. Afraid of competition era. This is why we stay disappointed. This is why we look at y'all like this with our finger on our head. Because we had to come up battling everybody just to get on, just to get the seat at the table. We're from the era where we battled over anything. It could be who peed the longest. How many girls did you pull? You know what I'm saying? How many cars you drive. That's the competition era we was in. Everything was competition. From how fast you can eat to who wakes up the fastest. Everything was all about competition. This era is about popularity, not competition. They want to be popular. And popular is okay, but the thing about being popular is only lasts for seconds, not minutes. Food for thought. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know, youngins, and I want to know people, why are people in this era afraid of competition? I just gave you analogies, real, true analogies. So tell me, why are people afraid of competition in this era? That's all I have to say on that. Okay. So, man, I want to talk about something else that everybody probably goes through. I know I go through it at work. But you ever be around people who speak to you one-on-one, but then when they get around other people, they act like they don't know you. They try to act fake. They try to discard you like you just nothing, but yet you just spoke to me one-on-one. Why do people do that? You know what I'm saying? And the sad thing is, I'm trying to figure out who do I dislike the most when they do it. You know what I mean? Do I dislike other races when they do it because they're afraid of talking to a black man? Or do I dislike dudes who I know, they see me, they talking to a chick and they act like they don't want to talk because they talking to a chick? You know what I mean? Who do I dislike? Or is it someone you used to talk to and now they try to throw salt in your game like you wasn't nothing at all? So it's like, who do you dislike the most when it comes to that? Who do you dislike the most when that happens? That's kind of tricky for me because it happens a lot. You be at work, you say what's up, you try to be nice. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? And then that just happens. You feel me? It's a crazy situation. Crazy situation. I want to know how y'all feel about that because that happens a lot. You know what I mean? I call them halfway house people because they halfway in you. You know what I mean? It's crazy how people do that. And I just want to know why they do it. It's crazy. Why? What is the message behind that? Tell me, what is the message behind that? You know? So I know everybody's playing the new T.I. joint, and this song is dope. I like it. It has a ring to it. But I want you to also understand the new Ludacris joint is bananas too. It don't get that play, but I like the Ludacris song better than the T.I. song. So Google the new Ludacris song. That joint is bananas. It is. The T.I. song is dope too. Don't get me wrong. It's dope. It's a dope song. And it's getting a lot of play. But that just goes to show you now. I'm glad that everybody's coming back in, throwing their hat in for their last hurrah, hurrah. But if you see what I see, you can see the demise of hip hop. You might not say it. You might not want to say it. But I'm telling you, didn't I say that hip hop has less than 20 years left? You think I'm playing now? Think about it. I'm trying to tell you, the young kids are not in it for the longevity or the legendary status. They only in it for the money. So if you're only in something for the money, that's not going to last long, right? All I'm saying, America, is that the thing that we created, I'm telling you, it won't be played on the radio like it was when we first started. A lot of your favorite rappers will be retired. And now you're waiting for the new generation to take it to the next toll. But it won't happen because the new generation is all about being popular. They're not about the music, they're about the money. They're not about the lyrics, they're about the money. And if it ain't any money in there, then a lot of them are not going to go in that lane. That lane will be stuck. This is why I'm telling you, less than 20 years. And if you see me from now, I want you to rewind this video, Connected Dot Season 2, when I told you this. I'm telling you. I'm saying it. You don't see what I'm seeing, but I'm telling you, the demise of hip hop is happening right before our eyes. I'm trying to tell you. No, we're not. Everybody coming back out. That's fine. But notice, only certain people are coming back out. Not the youngins. Certain people are only coming back out. Think about what I just said. Certain people are only coming back out. It ain't claustrophobic like it was with all them other cats because they know there's no money in it no more. Nobody's not listening to that mumble stuff. So my thing is this, America, hip hop is on its last ride. I'm giving it 20 years or less for it to be just like R&B is. They try to bring it back. Hip hop is going that way. As long as you have Afro beats and reggaeton and all these artists, from other places, but doing the K-pop and all that are taking over by storm, I'm telling you, hip hop is gone. You have to bring some new phenomenons who are young that's going to change the game. And I don't see any right now. All I'm saying is, remember what I just said. No, I'm not a hater. I'm just giving you facts. I'm giving you game. This is what I see. You might not want to say it. You not want to believe it, but it's true. It's truth to what I'm saying. Hip hop demise, I'm telling you. We're going to be going back to playing stuff from the 80s and 90s into early 2000s because hip hop is demising before its eyes. Tell me what you think. Leave comments. I want to hear what you have to say. But it's true. That's what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? And on that note, This was another episode of Connected Dots. I'm your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. I want to shout out, you know what I'm saying, Mike Stezo and his wife, Up Top Apparel. I want to shout out my man Patrick Price. You know what I'm saying? Blackheart Tees. I want to shout out Selt, Washington Heights Apparel. I want to shout out my man Ox Delight, Willie Bobo. You know what I'm saying? Ox Delight Apparel. You know what I'm saying? I also want to shout out my man, you know what I'm saying, KP, aka Kenny Parker. You know what I'm saying? K Parker Apparel and Big Homie Apparel. You know what I'm saying? Just want to shout out some people out there. Shout out to everybody doing their thing. And I'm telling you, as this year keeps going forward, we're going to have more and more guests giving a story. You know what I mean? Shout out King Malachi as well. And like I said before, it's going to get only better. Keep watching Connected Dots because you never know what I'm going to talk about, what we're going to be dropping. Follow the logo, follow the sign, follow me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Do what I got to do. Also, I'm always selling my merch too. So if you want merch, hit me up on the Connected Dots. Also, check out my clothing line. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? LAJR. You know what I'm saying? Apparel. So you can go on my website, which is, you know, LAJR.square. The ghetto word site, SITE. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to check my website out, you can. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I said again, this is Connected Dots. I'm your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. One life, one love, one Lou. Shout out. And again, peace to my man, Bad Bunny. I'm wearing the Bad Bunny hats, Dunny. Peace.